Hello there, Dr. Ben, F8 Well Centers. Excited to get you this information today. You know why? Because you've been working hard. You've been looking for a lot of things. You've been trying to get your health back, but you haven't known where to start. And so I'm going to give you some tips today, some tricks that you can get started on to getting your health back. And it can be so confusing. You can listen to podcasts and look at blogs and webinars and all of these different things, and yet where do you start? Well, at F8, we always start with the foundation, and you can get complex and look at genetics and all these other things, but ultimately you've got to start with the foundational pieces. And so these are going to be some of those basic things that you need to do day in and day out to get your health back. So the first thing we're going to look at is getting quality sleep. Not everybody needs 8 hours, not everybody needs 6 or 10 or wherever it is, but you need good quality sleep. And whether that's 8 hours, which is a good average for a lot of people, but some people do fine at 7. Other people really need closer to 8 to 9 hours of sleep. But here's the deal, you've got to have good quality sleep. And there's some specific things that you need to do tonight to get that good quality sleep state. One, we call it sleep hygiene. So one, you've got to make sure that you're shutting that brain down. You're giving it a chance to actually sleep instead of buzzing along all night until the very end, and then you're like, okay, now I'm ready to go to bed and I'm going to go to sleep, and that's it. So some of those things are going to be lights. So all these lights having a bright light in there, the brain is thinking, hey, I need to be stimulated. I need to be revved up. What's going to happen? It's still kind of daytime out. So you need to have lights on dimmers. You need to start turning lights down even an hour before actually you want to go to sleep. Another thing that you look at is getting off your electronics, your devices, iPhones, your iPads, your computers, your TV, all these different things, at least an hour before you want to go to sleep. You've got to start shutting it down. That blue light will absolutely rev it up. You want to be even using some salt lamps, some reddish or orange light bulbs are going to be good. That blue light, like looking out at the sky, is going to be more of this stimulating color. Blue light is what's in our electronics versus that orange reddish is going to be better for calming that brain down. Sleeping cooler is helpful. So in the winter, turning the heat down so that it is not as warm in your room. And then putting blackout curtains is also a really important part to getting that good quality sleep. The next step you want to work on here is digestion. And digestion is such a crucial part of making sure you're utilizing the nutrients that are coming into the body. But digestion is not just our stomach, it's not just our intestines, it's all the way down. So it starts in the mouth. And so you need to chew 30 to 40 times per bite, and chew, and you want to make sure you're salivating. Don't just take a big swig of water and gulp that food down, or like my teenagers, they're sitting there and just taking 3 bites and swallowing their burger. They need to slow down and chew as much as possible. And then in the stomach, you don't want to drink fluids with your meals because you will dilute that stomach acid. You want to make sure that you're eating in a relaxed environment. That's going to get you as much stomach acid production as well. So preventing that stomach acid dilution by only drinking a little bit of fluid with each meal there is going to be great. And then further down into the small intestine, large intestine, you've got to make sure that your small intestine lining is working like it's supposed to. All these finger-like projections in there, if they're damaged and you've got what's called leaky gut, you're going to be absorbing things too soon into the bloodstream, creating this inflammation, autoimmune, all types of issues. So you've got to make sure that digestion is working and having daily bowel movements. If you're not going every day, you've got to make sure you're going and eliminating every day. But it's kind of gross, but you think about it, it's got to look like a peeled banana is what that bowel movement needs to look like. And it's got to have kind of that same consistency, about that same size. That's what you want that bowel movement to look like, at least once, if not twice a day. If it doesn't, you're not doing something right. So you got to get that digestion going like it needs to. Number 3 that you need to look at is stabilizing your blood sugar. You want to be between 85 and 110 all day long. I'll have another video further down that we get in depth into blood sugar, but right now you've got to stabilize that blood sugar as much as possible. Otherwise you're going to be getting more inflammation. holding on to more body weight, all types of different issues. So eat foods that stabilize that blood sugar. That's why we use a continuous glucose monitor with every one of our patients. So the hydration is another part that we look at. You've got to hydrate. You've got to be drinking plenty of water. Half gallon to 3/4 of a gallon is a really good number. If you're getting more than that, you absolutely need to supplement with sea salt. I like the Celtic sea salt brand the best. And you want to do that because every time you urinate, you're flushing out some electrolytes. So you've got to get that, get those electrolytes in a good range there. And then we want to talk about the next two are going to be about the body moving. One is movement, which is going to be walking, going for a little bike ride, rollerblading, just getting movement on a daily basis is really, really good. If you ask a lady in Africa that's using the pot on her head and walking 2 miles to get her water and then walking back, that's not exercise, that's just daily movement. Somebody in Italy that's walking a mile into town to pick up their food for dinner that night and then walking back home, that's not exercise, that's just movement. So you've got to get movement every day, but then you've got to get exercise multiple times a week. So even 3 or 4 times a week, getting that heart rate up. I love 180 minus your age. Get it into that good heart rate zone and make sure that you're doing the movement like you need to, stressing muscles, doing some push-ups, doing some squats, whatever your body can handle. You've got to get some elevated heart rate in addition to just getting that basic movement every single day. So try some of these. If these aren't working for you, reach out. We'd love to talk to you guys more in depth about what is going on. But these are some basic tips. They're basic foundational pieces, but everybody needs to have these in place. So I look forward to talking to you more in depth, and our F8 team is here to help in any way we can.